I scorch the earth with these hot lines for the millionth time. Fire and brimstone erupting from the microphone. I steal the show and like a thief at the nights that I'm gone. Hat packs they got out. This wolf always ran on his own.
Welcome to our first episode of 2026. Co-host Effie James and co-producer Hayden Gray are both out on assignment. So Zach, it's just you and I holding it down today. We got a lot of exciting news to share, but before we do that, I'd just like to take a minute to thank all of our listeners out there. We weren't sure exactly how we would be received when we relaunched the podcast this fall, but thanks to you, we had almost 13,000 downloads during the football season. Zach, wow. You pay more attention to that stuff than I do, but that seems like, given our very niche audience, that doesn't seem like we're doing too bad.
Well, clearly I wasn't paying more attention than you because I didn't know that number, but that's pretty strong. I think what we did, how many football episodes? We definitely did one a week throughout the season.
There was one where we didn't have a guest, and then I think we missed at least 1 week during election time. So but we went all the way through the state championship weekend. So we had about 1,000 downloads a week, I think, or something.
Not bad.
Near that. So yeah, I'm not especially brokenhearted about that. It seems like we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think they tune in for the athletes, and that's obviously not to hear us yap.
Right. It didn't hurt to have a whole bunch of Division I college football players in the studio in the fall. Now for the news I was talking about, Source Media Properties. We continue to make moves here. It's going to affect our Inside the Lines teams a little bit. Hayden Gray is who for the past couple of years has been our reporter for the northern part of Richland County here at Richland Source. He's going to become the lead reporter at our sister publication, Ashland Source. Hayden is covering a Shiloh Council meeting this evening, if I'm not mistaken. So, but he plans to continue as co-producer as time permits. And Zach, you're going to take on some additional responsibilities at the Source as we expand into Delaware County in the next couple of months. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what that's going to look like?
Yeah, so I'm going to be the second sports writer.
I would love to have a second sports writer.
Unfortunately not, but I will be doing this podcast with you. That's kind of, I get my fill with sports. But no, our audience engagement editor, Brittany Schock, is going to be the new editor down in Delaware. Right. So I'm going to be taking on some of her duties. Don't really know what that looks like yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah. And Brittany is the host of the Better Together podcast.
Correct.
So you can give that one a listen to if you're listening here. Effie James, our co-host, is he's got some big things coming up, and we'll wait till he's back in the podcast studio so he can explain that to us. I've known Eff for about 25 years now, and he is one of the most creative people and fearless people I know. To tell you the truth, he was the head boys basketball coach at Mansfield Senior. When that job went away for him, I think he was disappointed at the time, but it has allowed him to really expand his wings. I mean, he's written and produced a play. He's directed a documentary film. I mean, he's a motivational speaker. He's a man of many hats, and
true Renaissance man.
Yeah, and we're excited for him, and I can't wait to find out what his next adventure looks like. We're deep into the sports season here, into the winter sports season, Zach. But before we dive into all that, we need to kind of put a bow on the fall sports season. The last time we were in here was the week leading up to the state championships for high school football, and we had a couple teams played in state finals. If you're listening to this podcast, I'm sure you know things didn't go as especially well for Shelby or Hillsdale. Shelby was playing in the Division IV state championship game. Hillsdale in Division VII for a second year in a row. Shelby lost to Cleveland Glenville on Friday morning during the week. My concern that whole week leading up to that game was I didn't see a way that Shelby was going to be able to run the football. I mean, Glenville had a defensive tackle who's going to Ohio State, and he was 6'4" and 300+ pounds. Yeah. So running between the tackles was going to be a no-go. And then if you're trying to run the perimeter, you're dealing with Sincere Johnson, who's the number one recruit in the state, also going to Ohio
State. The next Arvell Reese.
Yeah,
people are saying.
And sure enough, Glenville held Shelby to 27 total yards, set the all divisions record for the fewest yards allowed in a championship game. I think they had minus 11 rushing yards, and you were at field level there.
I was.
I mean,
Yep.
it's hard to simulate what Glenville is in terms of physicality and speed and strength.
Yeah, there's no way you can simulate that, and I'm sure Shelby knew what they were up against. You know, and in the first quarter, I think it was a tie ball game.
Right.
They were kind of hanging in there, but you could just kind of tell that like Glenville kind of had the control of the game early on. I was walking on both sidelines, and I was thinking early on, Shelby's, and this is a cold Friday morning,
Right.
cold December morning, and Shelby's sideline was like all in the sun, and I swear it was like 15 degrees colder on Glenville's sideline. So I was like, man, maybe, but I mean, didn't matter too much. I mean, kudos to Shelby for fighting and taking some of those hits that they took. I mean, it's a tough team to go up against. Glenville's, you know, D4 school just like Shelby, but they're not really a D4 school kind of. So, I mean, they were up against it, and I mean, kudos to them for the season they had.
Yeah.
Too bad it had to end with a matchup against Glenville. I would have loved to see what Shelby could have done against Indian Valley,
Right.
which is more of a school. They're similar, more comparable to Shelby.
Right. Braden DeVito, who was the runner-up for Shelby's quarterback, who was runner-up for Mr. Football and one of the most prolific passers in state history. I thought he was sacked 5 times, I think, for 47 yards and losses. And I thought the one thing that he could do, or that the one thing going for Shelby, was that if things broke down, he could improvise. But he just never had time to improvise. There's always somebody in his face as soon as the shotgun snap got to him.
Yep.
And it was a challenge. The following morning, Hillsdale fell to St. Henry, 37-3. Like I said earlier, the Falcons were making their second straight state championship game appearance against another Midwest Athletic Conference opponent. And the Mighty Mac flexed its muscle again. Last year it was Marion local, and we all know how that one ended. This time the game was closer, but it was still a one-sided affair. St. Henry quarterback Charlie Worling ran for 178 yards and 3 touchdowns on 19 carries. I think the story of that day, and again, you were field level, so you can probably have a better feel for it. But St. Henry just dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. I mean, they were just bigger and stronger, and they started leaning on the smaller Hillsdale kids.
Right, and again, like the Glenville game, it's like you walk both sidelines. There's like, oh, one team is a lot bigger than the other team. This team looks like they're in a different division, but they're not. I don't know what they feed those kids down in the MAC, but it's crazy how much bigger St. Henry's team just was. Even like they had a wide receiver that looked like he was about 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
But mostly, it's the line of scrimmage
Right.
and just a size difference for sure.
Yeah. North Central Ohio is still the first and only state championship. belongs to Galion in 1985. Our state championship drought reached 40 years now.
We've been so close.
But that kind of brings us to a convenient segue here. That brings us to this week's guest. Galion has produced a lot of great wrestlers over the years, and that includes 2-time heavyweight state champ and NCAA champ Dustin Fox. If there was a Mount Rushmore of Galion wrestling, though, the guy sitting in here with us this week, he would certainly be on it. He's a 2-time state runner-up, and he recently committed to Division I Buffalo. We're joined by Galion seeder Gradey Harding. And Gradey, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we got a lot to get to with you, but before we do that, let's take a minute to thank our sponsor, Graham Auto Mall. Whether you're cruising in for a new ride or keeping your current one in top shape, Graham Auto Mall has you covered. Shop a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles or trust their expert service team to keep you on the road. If you're in the market for a vehicle, stop by Graham at 1515 West 4th Street in Mansfield or visit GrahamAutomall.com. Graham Auto Mall, your hometown dealer. So here's a little look behind the curtain. What we normally do is we order a couple of pizzas and bring our guests in, and we sit down and eat dinner before we record each episode. But this is the first time we've had a wrestler in here, and certainly the first time we've had an in-season wrestler in here. And we didn't know if pizza fit into the an in-season wrestler's diet. I can report that Grady, in fact, declined to have pizza. But that brings me to a bigger question. I mean, I went to high school back in the dark ages in the 1990s, and I never wrestled, but I watched the kids who did wrestle starve themselves, basically, and that's no longer goes on anymore. The OHSAA initiated what's called alpha testing in 2006. Grady, tell us what that is and take us through what that looks like.
Yeah, so basically, before season starts, they make us take like a body fat percentage test and all that stuff. But based on your body fat percentage, you can go down to whatever weight class they think is healthy for you.
Okay.
But every other guy will cut weight just for the alpha testing. So it really didn't affect any of us. We're all still cutting weight, and it doesn't really work that well. And then on top of that, they make us weigh out at 2-day tournaments. So like we weigh in the morning, and then we have to weigh out like if my weight class is 132, I have to weigh out at below 133. So we get an extra pound, but it doesn't help much. So
is it just a one-time thing at the beginning of the year, or do they do it, or they kind of come back and re
Yeah, no, it's just one at the beginning of the year, and then like I said, it's at the 2-day tournaments you have to weigh in twice basically.
Okay. But, you wrestled 120 as a freshman, 126 last year, or freshman and sophomore, right? And 126 last year. Have you ever had trouble cutting weight in the past? I mean, is it pretty naturally what you're going through here, or is it a battle every week?
No, it was my freshman and sophomore year were definitely probably my worst. I mean, I never cut weight before my freshman year.
Okay.
And it was like the first time I did it, and I was cutting 15 pounds.
Oh my Lord!
And it was not ideal. I was cranky. I was mean. But sophomore year got a little better.
Right.
I wasn't cutting as much, but still was cutting some weight.
What's the strategy to cut, 15 pounds in a short amount of time?
Yeah, it's just a lot of workouts.
Yeah.
Like a lot of put some sweatpants on, put a hoodie on, put some shirts underneath and headgear, and just go at it for a couple hours and then stay consistent with it, and then watching what you eat. So
For sure.
Call it water loading at the beginning of the week.
Okay.
Drink a lot of water, and then kind of cut off the water towards the end of the week. And by the last couple of days, you're dehydrated, but the water's gone because water weighs the most, and it's a big process, long process. If you want to do it right.
Wrestlers are a different sort of athlete. What's the diet look like? I mean, what are you able to eat?
Yeah, this year I'm wrestling up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, senior year wanted to get better at wrestling before I go into college, and didn't really care about this guy's bigger, this dude's this. I mean, I'm just kind of in there just having fun and wrestling. But this year, for me, I just eat a lot of chicken and rice, just a lot of water, protein, like hamburger, steak, all that kinds of stuff, just healthy stuff.
Okay.
But just to help your body feel better. A lot of eggs and stuff in the morning.
Is it 3 squares a day, or are you cutting out meals, or?
No, not at the moment. Not really. No,
Okay.
I'm pretty good right now. Just still lifting and all that stuff. But the past 3 years, it was a lot of not eating throughout the weeks. I mean, I would be able to eat it like Saturday nights after my tournaments, maybe Sunday morning, and then Monday start again. So
I do not envy what those guys, what you guys put yourselves through. How about in terms of hydration? You talk. I mean, is it all water all the time? Is it sports drinks?
Yeah, it's mostly water, and then some sodium stuff. So like liquid IVs. I don't know if you've heard of those, and Gatorade, like just some stuff to Pedialyte, just to get some stuff back in you. But it's mostly water.
Yeah.
Water's the best for you.
So and you talked a little bit about it, touched on it, but I mean, just take us through like a weekend tournament. You weigh in, Friday night before things start? And
yeah, Friday morning usually. So like this weekend, I'll run it through. So Friday morning, we weigh in at 8 o'clock, and then we get 2 hours and start wrestling at 10.
Okay.
And then Friday night after, usually, you wrestle to the semis usually.
Okay.
So then you weigh in after you're done wrestling your last match, and then you're good. Then you can eat and drink really whatever you want. But a lot of guys have like a system that what they eat after they weigh in the first time, so they're not too heavy, and they still feel good, if that makes sense.
So if you're wrestling 132, if you come in at 132.2, it's over and out, right?
Yep.
I mean, oh my Lord.
Yep. You can't be an ounce over.
That seems like have you ever not made weight for a tournament?
No, I've made weight every single time. Yeah.
Well, what are the secrets to cutting? I mean, if you have to do it real quick, what's the secret recipe?
If you got to do it real quick, usually, I mean, I would get a workout in the morning, and then after school or whenever you're done, get another workout in, and then go to your normal practice. And then after that, I usually would hit the sauna before you go to bed, go to the Y or something and hit the sauna and sweat out some weight. And
wearing trash bags, anything like that? Does that actually happen?
It doesn't work that well.
Okay.
No, I've never used them, but I know some guys who do.
Oh,
But,
is that right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've covered high school wrestling since the late 1990s when I first started in sports writing, and I still don't know all the differences in the styles of wrestling. High school wrestling is folk style, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
There's also freestyle and Greco-Roman. That's the Olympic style wrestling, I guess. Just for those of us who don't know, and maybe I'm absolutely somebody who should know. Take us through the differences. I mean, what's the difference between each kind of style?
Yeah, so for high school, you got your 3-point takedowns. So when you get the dude down, you got the 3 points. And then you can also ride, like basically like you're on top and you can stay on top of them. And then if you get them on their back, obviously they start counting for the near falls and 4 near fall points. And you can't necessarily lock hands and stuff,
right,
obviously, in folk style. But freestyle is you can touch the legs still. You can do really pretty much anything. Like nothing's really illegal.
Okay.
But takedowns are only 2.
Okay.
And instead of back points, every time their back gets exposed, it's 2 points as well.
Okay.
So those are kind of the main differences. There's not really top and bottom. I mean, when you're on bottom, if you don't get a turn within 15, 20 seconds, rep blows a whistle and you're back to neutral.
Okay.
And you start neutral all 3 periods, and then Greco is the same type of deal, but you just can't touch the legs. It's all upper body, so it's a lot of throws and stuff. So.
And they have freestyle and Greco in the rest.
Yeah,
in
the summer.
Okay,
Yeah, in the summer for us, for high
Okay.
school athletes, it's the summer.
Is
thing.
it hard to shift gears? I mean, is it hard to wrestle a freestyle tournament one weekend and a
Yeah.
Greco tournament the next?
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't wrestle much Greco.
Okay.
I kind of just do the freestyle stuff because it correlates to my folk style.
Right.
But college is folk style, so I wrestle a lot of folk. But freestyle is just really good to kind of work it's a different kind of style, so you're working different positions more, and it's really good. But I'm a folk style wrestler,
Okay.
so
Yeah, I was going to
but
ask.
I love
that.
the
mean, is that-
freestyle. It's so much fun. I mean,
which is your best? Do you think?
I'm best at folk style, but I like freestyle more.
Okay,
For sure.
I was going to
For
say
sure.
just because you're the best, that's your strong
Yeah.
suit. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the one you like the most. Is high school wrestling and college wrestling? I mean, just talk a little bit about the differences there. You're going to be a college wrestler here sooner than later, so I mean, I know there are some differences. Take us through that.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a lot more hand fighting, a lot more pressure. Obviously, guys are bigger and stronger, but on the flip side of that, it's a lot more work to get your takedowns. Obviously, I mean, in high school, most of the time when I get to a leg, I finish, and
Right.
in college, you don't really. It's a battle the whole time, and every match is kind of like your state finals matches. They're all close.
Right.
Every dude's good, and that's what I like. So I'm looking forward to it. It'd be great.
And I've watched enough college wrestling on the Big Ten network to know that there's a clock running in the corner. It's riding time. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a little. I mean, they don't have that at the high school level. What's riding time, and how do you gain points there?
Yeah, so every minute that you ride a guy or you stay on top of a dude, you get a point.
Okay.
But the clock stops for you when the other dude gets on top, and it counts backwards.
Okay.
So say I rode a dude for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and then the dude gets on top of me and rides me for 45 seconds. It subtracts that 30 plus 15.
Okay.
So the dude doesn't get the riding point anymore.
Okay, so there's a point involved there too.
Yep.
If you okay.
Yep.
I would think that's going to take some. Will it take some time to adjust to that? I mean, is it?
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. I mean, it's really beneficial for the guys who ride a lot of top and stuff. But
Right.
for guys like me who kind of just get off the bottom and get your takedowns, it's
Right.
not like a huge deal. But it's definitely a nice benefit though. Like if you got a good ride on somebody and they can't get up, I mean,
Right.
if you ride a dude for 2 periods, I mean that's 2 points.
Right.
So
Now
or
last
period,
year
I should say.
Last year, the OHSAA adopted the 3-point takedown, among some other things. You can get 4 points now for a near fall. There's some point of contact stuff that we'll get to a little further into our conversation here. But I mean, do you like the changes that they make? Does it encourage more, I guess, offensive stuff?
Oh, for sure. I love it. I mean, you would get a takedown with 2 points, and the dude would get up, and they're only down a point.
Right.
And then they would choose bottom second period and get up, and it's tied.
Right.
And it's like that takedown, all that work for really nothing.
Right.
And now it's like the 3 points. Like the dude has to. If you get up off the bottom, I mean, you have to try to go for a takedown.
Right.
You can't just stall. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it just implements like a lot more like action, I would say, and a lot more like wrestling in general. But I love it.
Yeah.
I'm a takedown guy, so it works for me great.
Does it change strategy in terms of do you wrestle a little differently knowing that it's 3 points and 4 points for a near fall?
Not for me.
Okay.
No, a lot of guys, it definitely changed the way they wrestled. But for me, it's always been the same game plan. Takedown, 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 and so now it's just kind of like more rewarding for me.
Right,
so
right.
it's nice.
So let's dive into your high school career here a little bit. As a freshman, you were wrestling at 120. You and Ontario's Jacob Bull had some incredible matches. I remember that winner was something else. He beat you 3-2 in the finals at Gorman. You beat him at the finals of the MOAC tournament. You beat him at the finals in the Norwalk district. You guys missed each other at state that year. I mean, but what does wrestling a guy of that caliber and seeing him so much, I mean, what's that do for you in terms of development as a freshman?
Yeah, no. So he was coming in. He was like a really, really good wrestler, and all my coaches were just kind of telling me like, "Hey, just try to hang in with this dude and stuff." And that's not how I am. Like, I'm just like, all right, but we're gonna go after him. But yeah, I think it kind of opened my eyes and realized like I can be pretty good at this sport. Like I never made it to state my 8th grade year. Like in none of my middle school years, I never made it to state. So wrestling my first tournament of the year and wrestling a state placer, I think he took second the year before.
Right.
And just going in there and having like a really close match with him, I was like, oh, like let's do this. Like let's start working this more. I mean, I know I can be pretty decent at this.
I was gonna say confidence-wise, I
yeah,
would imagine
confidence is awesome.
That does a world of good for you.
But I've known Jake for a while, so I mean it was always fun wrestling him. Like I definitely figured out the way he wrestled like by the second time I was through, and kind of realized what he did and realized what I had to adjust to fix, and that's kind of the benefit of it. But on the flip side, when you wrestle then the same time, like they realize that too.
There's
so
no secrets anymore.
No, so matches aren't real. You got to kind of hit some stuff you don't normally hit, and it makes it more fun. I enjoy that.
Right. Now you won your first 2 matches at the state tournament that year as a freshman, 120 pounds. Fell in the state semifinals. Ended up placing 5th as a freshman. You were Galion's first ever freshman state placer. What were your expectations, I guess, that year, and did you exceed them?
Yeah, no. After, I mean, I've always wanted to be state placer and stuff, so that was originally my goal for at the beginning of the season was, hey, make it to state and be a state placer. But as the year went on, like I was realizing that I just got to keep working harder, and I think I can make the state finals my freshman year. And then I lost, obviously, in the semis. I was winning and got stuck in a cradle.
Right.
And then my confidence just kind of depleted from there for that next match. But I just wasn't in the right headspace. So then I got beat there. But match I shouldn't have lost, but it was good. I definitely, at the beginning of the year, I would say I met my expectations. But towards the end of the year, I was really disappointed because I knew I could make that podium and a little higher and even give the state finals dude a run for his money.
Right. And I would think, and you can speak to it certainly better than me, but I mean, to lose that first match down there, it's hard to bounce back, right?
Oh yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, I would think so. Now, Value City Arena inside the Schottenstein Center has 18,000 seating capacity, and a lot of those seats are full.
Yeah.
For the state wrestling. I mean, what's it like as a 14, 15-year-old kid walking out onto that floor for the first time?
It was terrifying. The first time I was not ready for it. I mean, I wrestled some big tournaments, but nothing like that. I mean, the whole atmosphere was different. It's a lot of little things that you don't think about. I mean, in the one hallway it was freezing, in the other hallway it was like really warm, and it's just like just so much going on. And then you walk out and you can't even hear yourself think because of how loud it is in there. But after that first match, I mean, I kind of took the first match like my freshman year and just kind of wrestled. I don't remember the match at all. Like I don't remember a single thing. But I took that first match and just kind of examined the atmosphere, you know what I mean? And then after it, my Coach Almer, he's like, dude, relax. Just look around, look where you're at. Kind of get used to this, get to the atmosphere, because we're going to be here a lot these next couple years. And I was like, all right, sounds good. So then just from there, it didn't really bother you anymore. So
yeah. Now as a sophomore in 2024, you win the MAC or the MOAC again. You win the sectional and district championship. You reach the state finals that year. Wrestled a guy from Medina, Buckeye named Colin Limbert. Lost 3-1 in the finals. Just walk us through that match. What do you remember about that?
Yeah, I don't remember a single thing. So that match I wrestled, and I get done and I'm sitting in the hallway and I'm kind of like upset. And one of my coaches came up to me. He's like, so what do you think of the match? And I was like, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't remember a single thing. Like, because you get out there, I mean, and your muscle memory kicks in with the adrenaline.
Right.
And I mean, I've done this 1,000 times, millions of times, the same move. So it's like memory kicks in. So it's funny because after that, I went back and watched my match, and I was like, what the heck was I doing? Like,
Who's that guy?
this is not how I wrestle. But it definitely was. It was fun. It was great. Like, I love the atmosphere. I loved walking through the smoke. Like, that was really cool. But it definitely lit a fire under me and was like, all right, like, it's time to just kind of narrow this in and, get better for the next year.
Right,
So.
right. And Zach, I don't know that you've ever been down there, but if you've never
I
been
haven't.
to the
I've heard it's
the
electric.
state wrestling championships, when they walk out the guys before the start, they turn out the lights in the shot, they have fireworks and smoke. It's, of all the things the OHSAA does, it is by far the best thing. That
Yeah,
the
I've heard
OHSAA
great things from you and Hayden. I think he went and did his first state wrestling tournament recently, and yeah, he was.
And buddy, he can't wait to go back.
Yeah, for sure.
No, it is super cool. Last year you move up to 126, and win the MOAC, win all those things again. Get to the state championship match. You're wrestling a kid from Kettering Alter named Bronson Bagley, and he beats you 4-1 in overtime. And this is one of those points of contact thing that we talked about earlier. He was given a controversial takedown in overtime when it looked to me like everyone was outside of the ring. Run us through that. I mean, that's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, so I had a nice little shot at the beginning, and I was on his legs, and I just needed to finish that right away.
Right.
I mean, that was my biggest takeaway from the match. Like, if I get to a solid dude's leg in the finals, like, I got to finish it. So that was my biggest takeaway from the match is I just got to get better in that spot. But, yeah, over time I was feeling good. I mean, he got on my legs, and when somebody gets on my legs, I don't really panic because that's one of my best spots. Like, I can stall and I can do good. So anyways, we was in the wizard position, was feeling great, and then whistle blows, and he blows it out of bounds. And so I stopped wrestling, and then he gets up and rewards the 3.
Right.
And we're like, what?
Wait a
So,
minute.
I didn't know it. So I walked back to the center, and I was down and ready, getting ready to wrestle again, and they were like, match is over. I'm like, why?
Right.
He didn't get the 3. Like, they literally blew the whistle, like, the hand motion's out, and then the kid continued to wrestle, and then they just gave him 3. I was like, what the heck, right? So, anyways, kind of was in shock. Hand got rose, and I mean, you can't do anything about it, you
Right.
know? I mean, you're in that spot where you can either lose your crap or stay cool about it, but I mean, there's nothing you can do, so it just kind of was like, all right, whatever. So, kind of they rose his hand, and I was like, well, this sucks. Like, for the second year in a row, here we go.
Right.
And a call that definitely should not have been made, but I mean, you can't leave it up to the refs. So, anyways, walk outside and was just kind of upset about it, but didn't kind of show any emotion. It was just like, all right, I really just got to start working this summer and just getting back after it so it doesn't happen again. But it definitely wasn't fun. And then about 2-3 weeks later, I get a call from one of my coaches, and he's like, yeah, that call was overturned by OHSA. And I was like, I don't really want to know that now. Like,
Yeah, that's not like they're not gonna
What
take.
good is that? What good does that do?
yeah, it didn't, and we're like, so does that change anything? Like, no, not at all. And I was like, oh.
I'm still.
We just
skating
wanted to
around.
admit that we messed
Yeah.
up.
Right.
So it definitely wasn't fun, but it was definitely it definitely lit a spark under me, and definitely made me want to keep working. So
Yeah. And we were talking off air. For someone who just had his dreams stolen away from him and was being asked questions by sports reporters sitting in this room, I mean, you showed more composure and a lot more class than I would have shown in that situation. I think you should be commended for that. Now it's, I mean, I've watched it several times, and I still think the kid's out of bounds. I don't know. I mean, have you rewatched it?
yeah, it replays in my head 24/7. It's a nightmare for sure, but it's definitely something that I won't forget, and it's something that's been pushing me for sure. Like, anytime I just feel like not wanting to do something that day or not wanting to do the extra, it's just constant replaying in my mind. So it's like, it's time to keep working, you know? So it's really a good thing. So.
If you had that one, or the year before for that matter, I mean, if you had those championship matches to do. Would you do anything differently? I mean, did you wrestle the matches that you wanted to wrestle?
I would definitely have wrestled. I would definitely wrestle them different.
Okay.
I don't know about my sophomore year against Limbert. At the time, Limbert was just a better wrestler.
Right.
Like, he was 100% the better wrestler. Great kid. But I know dang well that I shouldn't have lost that one last year.
Right.
And for me, I needed to be attacking more because that's where I'm comfortable. And I just didn't do that. Just being cautious, obviously. It's a big match, right?
Sure.
So you're not trying to do anything too crazy, but that's where I'm good. I like when I'm doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. It's where I score my points.
Right.
So it's definitely would have wrestled him a little different,
Right.
but for sure.
That kind of brings us to this year. I mean, you're the top. You're a projected state champion by Borough Fan, one of the rankings websites out there. Do you pay attention to those rankings at all?
Not one bit. No.
No.
I don't like the rankings. I mean, it doesn't matter. They're just numbers. Nothing means anything till postseason. We're all out there by ourselves on the mat. It's one dude against the other. It's who wants it more. So
I would
rankings
imagine
don't
that
mean anything.
that just makes the target on your back
Yeah,
even bigger
it
than
definitely
it is.
makes it
I mean,
bigger.
as a
Yeah.
two-time state runner-up, I would imagine the bullseye is already pretty big. I mean, do you like that pressure that
I
that
love
everyone's
it. Yeah.
coming at you?
I like it because, I mean, there's some dudes who just kind of give up on you, but there's other dudes who are just like, who kind of got some like, I don't know, they're kind of mean. So they're like, you know what, let's go see what I can do against this kid. And
Right.
I like that. I like getting the best matches from people. So
Yeah. And if F was here, we would talk. I mean, Mansfield Senior basketball is the fourth winningest pro. Mansfield Senior is everyone's Super Bowl when they play Mansfield Super Bowl, or when they play them in basketball. I assume
Right.
everyone who wrestles you're their Super Bowl.
yeah, for sure, it's a good feeling.
Yeah. Now, you earlier this year, a couple weeks ago, you won your first Gorman Invitational titles.
Yeah.
You were runner-up as a freshman. I think as a sophomore and a junior, you were runner-up. I mean, all those matches were decided by 1 point. I mean, as a North Central Ohio kid, is it still kind of a big deal to win that Gorman championship?
It's all right. I mean, for me, the goals are definitely bigger, but it's always good to finally win a tournament that you haven't won, especially after 3 years of matches. Once again, you also should have won. So
Right. And it's not like you were wrestling patsies in those.
no, not at all. Not at all.
Limbert,
they've all been
I think
good.
Limbert, who you wrestled in the state championship match, you wrestled him in the final, or in the Gorman finals.
Yep.
Last year it was Mason Bauer.
It was
who
Bauer.
Division I Ashland, and I mean that was a great match. I mean, I guess it speaks to the level of competition that being wrestled.
It's a great tournament for around here. I mean, you don't get very many good tournaments around here, but it was a really good one for around here.
Now, through your first 3 years, you had a combined record of 122 and 22, and we talked a little bit about this. That victories record for a career is not. I mean, it's not too far away, is it?
No, I should be really close actually. Probably this weekend I might get it or something, but I'm not too worried about that. You know, I just victories and losses at this time of the season really don't mean anything.
Right.
I mean, it's just all about getting better for postseason. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like those 22 losses I've had, it's just like those were all the top level dudes
Right.
that really made me better. And honestly, those were my best matches. So
Right.
like those ones meant more than the wins, honestly.
Right,
So
right. And we talked a little bit about it at the Gorman. I mean, there's only one box left to check for you.
yeah.
I mean, what's it going to take to get to the top of the podium in Columbus at the state tournament here coming up in March?
Yeah, it'll definitely be a good bracket this year. I'm looking forward to it. I'll have some good dudes, but honestly, just all the summer training and the training I'm doing right now, just doing the extra stuff that people aren't doing and having confidence. I mean, that's my big thing this year. I mean, I don't like being cocky, but at this time, like it's like you got a target on your back. Like I know I'm the best in the bracket, so I need to go out there and show it.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't like being a big cocky guy, but if that's what it takes, like to be like, yeah, I'm the man who's going to win this, then that's how it's going to be.
Right.
So
Now, your teammate Carter Trukovich was unable to wrestle at the Gorman, and we talked a little bit about this. Is he getting close to healthy? When's he
yeah,
gonna
no,
get back in the lineup?
he'll get back in the lineup this week,
Okay.
and he's going to wrestle tough. So he's doing great. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you and Carter and Ryder Alberti, another teammate of you, are all guys who are possible state champs. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
for
all
sure.
certainly in the mix there. Ryder is ranked third at 138, I think, but Trukovich is ranked third at 126 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
the old kid at Ontario, Aiden, is like second at 120 or third maybe. Yeah, second at 120. Clear Fork has some guys.
Yeah,
Ashland has some guys.
Oscar's got the dudes. Yeah.
What's that say about the level of wrestling here in North Central Ohio?
It's awesome. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever really been this high level of competition around our lower weights, and it's good that, I mean, in the summers we're all getting together and wrestling, and it's awesome. Like, we get good looks and get to wrestle with these guys and get to push each other, so I love it.
Because the wrestling community is a tightly knit community.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you guys,
for sure.
I mean,
we're all good friends.
I was going to say, and when you're not wrestling each other, I'm sure you're pulling for each other.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep, for sure.
Now, it was just before Christmas that you signed your letter of intent to wrestle for Division I Buffalo. They're a Mid-American Conference school. Has it always been a dream to wrestle collegiately?
Yeah. So, I mean, I never thought, a lot of people were telling me like it wouldn't happen because, I mean, I never made state my 8th grade year. Like, people just kind of didn't really see it happen, and it was always kind of just like in the back of my mind, like, yeah, I'll go to college, but I didn't think like probably a Division I school. But it kind of really hit me when everybody was like, yeah, you probably won't do it. Everybody telling me like only this amount of people go wrestle or go compete in Division I in any sport, and it's like, I mean, might as well put my head down and go do it. So,
when did that click for you? Like freshman year, or was it after that? After kind of that freshman year experience?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely probably freshman year. I mean, I realized that, you know, it's not out of reach. I mean, I would wrestle nationally. I was wrestling with some of the best guys in the country, and I think when it really clicked is when I wrestled a silver medalist named Phoenix Contos, and was beating him in the 3rd period and just gave up a crappy takedown and was like, and I wasn't even upset about it. I was all right. Like, I know I can do some big things, so I'm really looking forward to it. And then just as the years went on, like, I just love competing, and I was like, if I want the best level of competition, Division I's where I need to go.
Right.
And so it's definitely been a dream, but I'm just glad that we made it happen, and that's just the beginning. So we got a lot more stuff to do in college.
Right. What other schools were in the mix there, and what ultimately distinguished Buffalo from those schools? Yeah,
so I had a bunch of MAC schools, obviously. OU, I had Kent, and then I had some Big Ten schools too, the Michigan State and the Wisconsin, and just some other schools. But ultimately, Buffalo, I don't know, I went there and I loved it. I mean, I felt like home. The guys were great, coaches were awesome, and it's so good to me. Like, if I want to go next level, I just felt like those guys are the guys I needed to be around. So.
Right. I don't know much about the state of college D1 wrestling. What are some of the schools that are like the blue blood schools, or like the Ohio States and the Bamas and the Michigans of football? Like, what's that in wrestling?
It's your Penn State. Right now it's Penn State, Ohio State, and I want to say it's going to be the Cowboys. So those are your top 3 right now.
Oklahoma State?
Yep, Oklahoma State. So, but those are kind of your big 3, but everybody wants to be at the top of the podium. So.
And how's Buffalo done, like, related to other MAC schools?
Yeah, so 2 years ago they were bottom of the MAC, but they got a new coach last year. His name is Donnie Vincent. He wrestled for Cornell and coached some of the best dudes in the country and coached a world champ. And he was like, he went to Buffalo and was like, all right, we're going to switch this program around. And he brought a dude named Andrew Dunn as well, who's another coach who'll be the assistant coach, and he wrestled for Purdue. And they're both great wrestlers, like both All-Americans. Like, Donnie lost his first match in the NCAAs and went all the way back and took 3rd, and I think only like 2 dudes have ever done that in history. So it's insane. Donnie's a great dude. But they dropped like half their team, half the guys, because they had horrible attitudes and stuff, and just kind of started fresh like this year, and are just kind of on their way up. And then picked up a bunch of Ohio guys, so me and some Ohio guys are gonna go wrestle, and picked up some New Jersey boys, and it's gonna be a good year next year. I'm excited for it.
That's awesome. We had a lot of major college recruits in here, football recruits in the fall, and they kind of walked us through recruiting for football. I mean, what's wrestling recruiting look like? I mean, do they bring you in for official visits, that sort of stuff? Okay.
Yeah, it's about the same. I mean, coaches call you and check up on you every week and just kind of see how things are going. But then they eventually will bring you on a visit and let you stay with the dudes for a night, and they'll just show you around, and it's a good time. It was fun for sure, but it was definitely getting overwhelming, like trying to make your decisions and stuff. But it was a lot of fun.
And
I enjoyed it.
I would imagine, and we talked to a lot of kids, and they say, once that decision is made, it feels like a 100-pound weight.
It does.
Lifted off
It really does.
Does it? I mean, was it the same for you?
Yeah, because you just got that stress, and it's on the back of your mind. Like, I don't know where I'm gonna go. Like, where am I gonna end up? I don't know what's going on. But I definitely wanted to have my decision like done before this season, just so I didn't have to worry about it, and I could just focus on getting better this year and getting ready for college next year.
Right. And we talked a little bit off air, but I mean, it sounds like there was a time when all Division I football scholarships were full rides. I think that time has come and gone. It's kind of a equivalency thing now, which means coaches can split up money. I mean, is that how wrestling works? Or they split the money up. And what's your deal look like?
Yeah, so they split the money up, and it's been a hard recruiting process the past 3 years for like our classes because of the transfer portal.
Right.
Like, these coaches would rather take dudes who have been in college for a year or two and have the college experience over some incoming high schooler, you know what I mean, who doesn't have any of the college experience. But yeah, it's really rare to get a full, like, it's because there's only a couple dudes they can give money to, and they usually just split it up. But I was blessed, and I'm just thankful that I was one of the guys who received a full ride. So I'm really excited that I don't have to really worry about any of that stuff. So
as a parent who is paying for a college student right now, buddy, good for you.
Thank
I bet
you.
you your parents are thrilled to death too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
For sure.
Did they I was going to ask if they what was I going to say? I don't even remember. Keep going. It'll come back to me.
Now, NIL, name, image, and likeness, is a big thing for college football players and basketball players. I mean, what's that look like for college wrestlers? Are there opportunities for you to make money there?
Yeah, no, I already have made a little bit. It's
awesome.
kind of nice. Yeah, I'll continue to kind of just when I get into college, a lot more opportunities will open up for me. But it's been nice. Like, I get I get some money just kind of for myself and whatever else needs I need in college from NIL, so it's pretty nice. But.
Yeah, that's a pretty good gig there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came back to me. I was wondering, like, you were talking about how coaches want, like, they're looking at guys transferring from other schools rather than incoming freshmen from high school. Can they sign a contract where it's like, hey, I'm going to commit here for 3 years or 2 years or 4 years? They can't do that in any sport, right?
Yeah, right now it's kind of the wild west. And I think that at some point when it comes, instead of signing your national letter of intent, you're going to have to sign a 2-year deal.
Yeah, or a 4 year. Yeah, I mean, like, that seems like that'd be valuable for the coaches and the schools. But yeah, I'm glad that I'm glad for your sake you've got the freedom now to
for sure.
to choose and see how it goes. And if you don't like it, you can move.
For sure.
Now, in the fall, we had guys in here who made no secret of it. They want to not only play at high-level college, they want to, be professional football players. What is aspirations for a wrestler look like beyond college? Is there aspirations?
Yeah, that's the problem with wrestling. I mean, after college, there really isn't much like professional. Like, you got all the money involved, right? But after college for wrestlers, it's not really a thing. So the sport is just kind of for your own glory, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a battle that you put yourself through every day, and it's not a fun battle you put yourself through every day, but you enjoy to love the pain and suffering, and I think that's what we get out of it the most, and that's what we enjoy. But there's obviously the Olympic Games and stuff like that,
right.
Freestyle, that kind of stuff. But I'll probably go into coaching somewhat because I love coaching, so that's probably what I'll be doing. I won't be able to stay away from the sport. I mean, it's what I've done since I was little, so. I mean, every day, like, it's on your mind 24/7. It's how will this affect this? How will everything you do just comes back to wrestling?
Right.
So yeah, I'll definitely be coaching for sure. And then I don't know. It depends on how college goes. I mean, who knows? I could be a phenomenal college wrestler and end up wanting to go to the Olympics.
Right.
But it's freestyle, so I'm still a little salty about that. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I mean, you thought going into high school,
right?
You're like, I'm never gonna do D1 wrestling or anything. Now here you are wearing a Buffalo Bulls hat, and so yeah, you never know about the Olympics. Is that something that obviously see how it goes? But would you probably
for
love
sure,
to do that,
absolutely. Like, it's like the goal every day. Just try to be the best version of yourself and see where that gets you, and hopefully,
what does
someday you'll be on top.
What does the window for an Olympic wrestler? I mean, the 2028 games are in LA. Is that your window, or is it further down the road?
It would probably be further down the road.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, I'd be 2-3 years into college, and by that time, I mean, you're just starting to get the groove of things. So
Right.
And
And I would think that window is not open very wide, and it starts to close pretty quickly
Yeah.
on you.
for sure.
Are there any not like pro wrestling, not WWE? I mean, are there professional wrestling opportunities? Like,
Yeah, they just started a new one. It's called RAF.
Okay.
It's kind of a big deal right now. It's kind of sweet. I mean, they're bringing in dudes, and it's kind of like I don't want to compare it to UFC because it's not nearly as big as that, but it's kind of the same vibe, you know.
Okay.
They have their interviews, they have their press conferences, and they have their face-offs and stuff, and then they set up like really good matchups of like dudes that you've always wanted to see wrestle each other, and they agree on a certain weight, and then they meet in that meet at that weight and they wrestle. So it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty new, and they got like a bunch of like influencers too, like some guys who've really helped grow the sports wrestle. So it's not all Division I guys, and it's not all the best of the best. I mean, it's some guys that like influencers that, or some other dudes that like
Crossover.
everybody likes.
Yeah.
So get the media into it. So it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's been pretty awesome.
what's I mean, you want to stay involved in wrestling. What do you want to do beyond wrestling down the road here? Is there? I mean, what are you going to school for? What do you want to study?
Yeah, criminology. I'm studying criminology,
Okay.
so I'll go into the law enforcement field somehow, and just that's my plan after college. So
Right on. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up. We always like to close each episode with something we call the 2-minute drill. Here, we throw some questions at you. So, without further ado, we'll dive into it here. We talked earlier in the program about Dustin Fox, who won back-to-back state titles at the high school level in 2003 and 2004. He went on to win a national championship at the NCAA level. Who was Dustin wrestling for in college?
you got me here. I think it starts with an N. I'm pretty sure.
It does start with
Northwestern.
an N. It is the Northwestern
Yes.
Wildcats, absolutely. Galion has produced 2 other individual state champs. Do you happen to know who they were?
Let's see. We got Dustin Fox, Klum, and
This is the one that stumped
Heber.
me. Ryan Heber,
Yep.
that's right.
Well
Ryan
done.
Heber in 1999. He won at 171.
Were you born in 99?
No.
Definitely weren't. Oh
No.
my God,
Were
it's
you born in
2026.
07?
I was in 06. I was
Okay.
end of 06
Okay,
though.
so Matt Klum won his in 07 at
Yeah.
215. So you were alive for that one.
Yep.
We also talked a little bit about the 1985 Galion Tiger football team that won the Division II state championship. Do you happen to know who the coach of that football team was?
I couldn't even tell you. Maybe it was Predmore.
No,
I don't
it was
think so.
Madison High School graduate Lee Owens, who went on to coach collegiately at Akron and Ashland University. Now, this one I didn't know. I had to do a little digging on this one. Yeah, you were crowned the Galion Homecoming King in October. What was that experience like for you, and what are the responsibilities of the Galion Homecoming King?
I didn't really have too many responsibilities. I mean, I'm not like a big like dance guy. I'm not a big homecoming or anything. So, I mean, I was kind of hoping I didn't get on court. And then I got on court and I had to go to homecoming because I got on court. So I was like, oh, this kind of stinks. But it was awesome. It was pretty cool. It was fun. And then I eventually won. I don't really know how, but I won. And they put that crown on my head and it was way too big. And it was like a helmet on me. So it was fun though. It was pretty cool. I didn't have any responsibilities. I mean, I had to dance like in the center of the thing for like 2 minutes, but that's about it.
Right. Next year, do you have to come back and crown next year's homecoming?
I'm supposed to, but I don't know how
You're
the
gonna be busy.
schedule's going to look, so.
And last one here. What would it mean to finally get to the top of the podium in March down in Columbus?
It would mean a lot. I mean, it's been my dream forever, and everybody talks about since they were little, like, I'm going to be a state champion, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, but nobody does it. It's just a couple guys who get on the top of that podium, but at the end of the day, it's all about getting better for the next step. So as much as I want to win that, I mean, there's also like, it's just another opportunity to get better. So, but it would definitely mean a lot to me, and that's what the goal is. So.
Right. It's like I always say, if winning state championships was easy, everyone would have one at home. That's going to wrap it up here for our first episode of 2026. We want to thank Galion's Gradey Harding for stopping by, and hopefully he'll be standing on the top of the podium in Columbus here in a couple months. Thanks again for listening, and tune in again for our next episode.